It's a little bit past 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I'm really tired, but I'm going to celebrate my birthday with a few friends today. And I kind of just really had this vision of doing like a little coffee brunch kind of thing with pastries. We kind of just had very specific pastries in mind, and you actually cannot get them anywhere near where we live. So we are very dedicated, and we're gonna drive to Amsterdam right now to go to one of our favorite bakeries for pastries. And then hopefully we can get some nice pastries and then drive back and set everything up. It's not like a very big thing, but we did want to do this because I just really had this vision with specific pastries in mind. So I'm also just really craving those pastries and a coffee, obviously. So that's what we're gonna do. I had a very bad night's sleep actually, so I really hope I'll survive because we have a lot to do still. So yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna go drive to St. Shawn and then we're gonna drive back basically. I actually feel so ridiculous for driving all the way there for just pastries, but we are gonna do it because we want nice pastries.
It would be light, ceiling made of glass, counter space, an ashtray for when grandma comes to visit me, space to think, green apples in a bowl. I could settle down, let it be something on my own. And I might have to get a real job to get the couch that I want. And I think I could be happy there. Read more, rise early on a Sunday morning, play my records, dance freely on the hardwood floors. I could settle down, have something of my own. And I might have to get a real job to get the couch that I want. First time I saw Joey, he was looking at the stars. He said to me, ain't it funny how of all of them we're right where we are? I heard Joey's out there staring down the barrel of a gun. I said, the stars are still shining, Joey. He said, life's no fun.
Hi, I'm making myself a coffee. I'm working from home today and honestly I'm having quite a busy day, but I'm also like a little bit hungover. Actually not that bad, but I just haven't really been drinking recently, like for the past few weeks, kind of months even, with the whole half marathon and everything. I wasn't really drinking, which I was honestly totally fine with, and now yesterday I did drink and I'm not like actually hungover, but I do always just feel it when I drink. So that's a bit annoying because we do have a lot to do. I still need to clean everything up. I started working this morning, so I still need to take this down, but I did think it was so cute, so I just don't really want to take it down. But I started working on my to-do list right away this morning, so now I have a bit of time to make a coffee, and I just want to quickly clean up the things around the kitchen and stuff and clean the table. I have been so obsessed with making warm coffees recently, and I feel like this mug is like the perfect size to try and do latte art because I've been actually doing a lot better with my latte art. I always use quite big mugs, and I feel like it's a bit easier if your mug is like a bit on the smaller side. I don't know if that's like an actual fact, but I always feel like that's the case. I honestly always used to be kind of like an iced coffee at home person. I usually don't really make warm coffees until we got this coffee machine actually, because when we got the Sage, we obviously started making more warm coffees because you can also steam the milk and everything. It just also makes it a lot more fun and the warm coffees are a lot better. So recently I've actually been really obsessed with making warm coffee. So I've been trying to practice with my latte art a lot more, and it's actually, I honestly can't complain about how I'm doing with it, because I obviously haven't had like an actual course or anything for steaming the milk. I just kind of practice by myself and it is going a lot better. So we're just gonna try and do a little bit of latte art right now. I also just enjoy making the coffees a lot more because it's actually like I'm actually making progress and it just becomes more fun. I do have to admit, it's always still a very big hit or miss. Like this can either go really well or I will not have any latte art at all. Like I said, it can be a big hit or miss. I feel like the texture of the milk is really good. There's just not really like an actual form in it. Probably also because you guys were watching, so I just felt a bit pressured to do it right. But like honestly, it's not too bad, and I feel like the texture of the milk is really good. Like it does look like this is going to be a really good coffee. Like the texture looks good. It's just not really like an actual heart or a tulip or something, and that has actually been going really well the past few days. I mean, it is a little bit annoying that it didn't really work out now, because I actually did have such a good few days with making the coffee. Like the latte art was actually going really well, and now I feel like you guys might think that it's not true because it didn't work now. But I promise you I've been getting a lot better. It is really good. The coffees have also just been starting to taste like so much better because the milk is actually like the right texture. A lot of the times the milk would either be too frothy, so it wouldn't really, what do you call that? Like connect with the coffee, like separate tastes, so it wouldn't like actually taste good. Or the coffee would be too watery because there wasn't enough air in the milk. But right now the texture is like really good and it just makes it so much more tasteful. I love our coffee machine. I'm literally chugging this coffee as if it's water, but it was also just so fun yesterday. And obviously I always talk about how obsessed I am with my coffee machine, and now my friends could also try the coffee. I also had them try a matcha, which was so funny because they've never had matcha before, and I always say that I like it, but they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. And honestly, they didn't really like it. Some of my friends were like, it's not as bad as I thought, but it wasn't like really good. But I always feel like matcha isn't good the first time you try it. Like you have to drink it more often until you're gonna like it, because the taste is like a bit different than like other tastes that you're used to, I feel like. So you kind of have to learn how to drink it, I feel like. So maybe one day they'll like it. But overall I had a lot of fun, and I was honestly kind of not really stressed, but I had like a vision in my mind of things that I wanted to do and like how I wanted to celebrate my birthday. And in the end I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare. So I ended up not really preparing anything beforehand. Like only on Saturday I got some flowers and I kind of figured like the food and everything that I wanted to buy and stuff, and I got the groceries for it. But usually if I plan things, I really want to plan them and like actually prepare, and I just didn't really do that. But it actually did end up being exactly what I had in mind. Like the little menu above the coffee table, like that is exactly what I had in mind, and it was just so cute. And I made these little name tags, which is just writing like the name of the pastry on paper, which is so simple, but it just does make a big difference, and it's kind of exactly what I had in mind. And it was just really fun. We just chatted and had some gin tonic, and it was just a really fun day. I already had a meeting this morning, and then I had another call, and now I just have a lot of to-dos left that I need to do on my laptop, which is what I'm gonna do now. And I just needed to make a coffee for that. I also have one pastry left, so I'm gonna eat that for lunch later, which I'm really excited for. And yeah, I just need to focus on my to-dos today, so I actually finish a lot of things on Monday, because that is actually such a good feeling. Because usually on Mondays I can't really concentrate, or what happens quite often is that my to-dos are kind of depending on other things that other people have to do, and today that's not really the case. So I do want to finish a lot of things today so I don't have to stress about that later in the week, because we are gonna have a very stressful week. I don't want to talk about this in every single video, but Shawn Mendes is going back on tour, and if you know me at all, you know that I basically only have one artist that I go absolutely crazy for, which is Shawn Mendes. I literally start shaking when I think about it, because I honestly have had a thought that he wouldn't actually tour ever again. I don't know if that's weird for me to say, but I actually have talked about this with Job. I actually didn't think he would go on like an actual tour again, and right now he's doing an on the road again tour, so it's kind of a little tour to get back into things. Like, I don't actually know if he's gonna do like a full-on tour again ever. I had a thought that he wouldn't, and now I think he might, but right now he's doing 6 shows in Europe and then a few festival shows, but I wasn't gonna go to the festival ones because honestly the dates were kind of inconvenient for me and I don't really like festivals, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait for him to tour again. I was kind of thinking about going to Budapest because that festival actually does look like something I want to go to one day, but the dates were kind of inconvenient for me and I didn't really actually book anything yet, and now I'm really happy that I didn't because his tour is actually this August, which is literally in 2 months. Sorry, this just makes me so excited and so happy. I feel like Shawn concerts is just the one thing that I just get so like enthusiastic about, and it just makes me really happy, and I'm so glad that he's going back on tour and I'm really excited. And the ticket sales are obviously this week, so very nervous for that, even though I do feel like I will somehow make my way into those shows because I just have to go obviously, but it's just stressful because he is coming to Amsterdam, and obviously I'm from the Netherlands, so Amsterdam is like my home show is what you would call it. And because he's not doing a lot of shows, a lot of people from abroad also want to come to Amsterdam, which is really fun, but I just need to go. Oh, it just makes me so excited. I'm really excited to see his shows again and also hear like the old songs again. Stitches live and Never Be Alone live and Life at the Party live. I'm gonna shut up about it now, but it just makes me really excited and I wanted to mention it because I have been very stressed about this because it's just the one thing that I absolutely care for. Like, this is just something that is such a big part of my life, and I just, I don't even know how to speak about it without being like too excited to talk. And yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go get back to work and then clean up around the house, and then I also want to do some journaling, by the way, because it is June, it's a new month, so I thought it'd be nice to do a little start of the month journaling today to just get back into things and actually find like structure. That's also something I say in every single video, but we're just gonna do some journaling, get some work done, clean up from yesterday, and that's gonna be my day. I literally had to make another coffee because I don't know why, but the taste of coffee today is just literally healing something in me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just really enjoying coffee today. And that I find kind of funny because when I started drinking coffee, I feel like most people do this, but I started drinking like really sweet iced coffees from Dunkin' Donuts. That's like my first coffee obsession, and now I don't really ever get coffees like that anymore, which is quite funny, I think. And I once had 4 Dunkin' Donuts coffees on one day, and the day after I felt so sick and miserable because I had so much of those sugary coffees. It was actually ridiculous. I don't know, but I think I also used to not really enjoy like the actual taste of coffee because I don't really drink black coffee. That's not the point, but I just wanted to journal a little bit because it's a new month and I like to do like monthly intentions, and I am very bad at this because I set 3 goals for the month of May and I don't even know what they are anymore. Let's see. For the month of May, I had 3 goals, which one of them was run a half marathon, which I completed. The other one was work on my habits and consistency. I definitely did not do that. I mean, I wanted to do it, like the intention was there. I don't know, I don't feel like my habits are really in place right now. The last one was focus on my own socials and branding. I don't really feel like I actually did that. That's like a goal that I still have and I haven't really figured it out, but yeah, that's just some things that we're still going to be working on. Because I've been kind of busy, I've been so out of my routines with like sports and everything like that, and obviously my body had to rest after that marathon, but I also just didn't do anything anymore basically. So I really want to find like a good balance again with like not working on the weekends and sports and eating good and just things like that. I really want to focus on that this month. So the 3 goals that I wrote down are enjoy my trip to France, because I'm actually going to France with my friends next week. That's already next week. That is honestly so soon. And then I wrote down focus on content a bit more, because I feel like I've been kind of lacking doing that, and I've been really kind of focusing on things that I do enjoy and things that I don't really enjoy, and a lot of things that don't really give me energy right now. I kind of want to do less of that and then do more of things that I actually do enjoy, and I do really like making content, so I feel like I should kind of prioritize that a bit more. So basically I just want to focus more on doing things that I enjoy. And the last one was kind of making plans for moving, which is really weird for me to say because in a recent video I think it was actually my last video, but I talked about that we went to a house viewing and we weren't really looking for anything, but we are starting to kind of actually look at moving now. So that is all really exciting but also really scary. Moving is such a stressful thing, so I do want to like slowly look at things, but it's just really weird that we're now like actually looking at things instead of always just talking about it. And yeah, I don't know how much I'll share. I'll probably share most of it because it also does make me really excited, so I do want to share. I'm gonna go continue drinking my coffee and working from the couch for the rest of the day, and that's gonna be it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. I can't wave with one hand.